Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Housewife Historian, and we are here to talk the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'm going to be talking a little bit in code today because if you watch my channel and you watch my live, yes.
Is the plane going down? Are we gonna die? Why are you saying I'm sorry?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am the Housewife Historian. You can call me Lindsay, and today we are going to be talking more about the Real Housewives of New Jersey. And because we're getting clips from the reunion, we have to talk about it. So before we get into all that, guys, make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, turn your notifications on. It definitely makes a difference with my videos. It helps get them out, the algorithm out. And then, of course, subscribe, turn your notifications on, because I bring all of my tea through my YouTube channel before I take it to my other platforms. So that's part of the advantage of subscribing to my channel, putting your notifications on, because then you'll be one of the first to get the tea, because I don't do like a announcement and all that stuff. Like, I just come on and I start talking. Okay, so today we are going to be talking Real Housewives of New Jersey. We have some clips from the reunion and we have to talk about it, right? A couple of different things before we get into this. Of course, everything in this video is alleged. Now, there's a lot going on around the internet, and we have to talk a little bit about it. First of all, a lot of people reacting strongly to how they feel about Andy Cohen and his behavior on the Real Housewives of New Jersey reunion and some of the clips that we're seeing. One of those scenes was the way that he actually spoke with star Teresa Giudice, speaking about the FBI and the indictment and the accusations that possibly, allegedly, Melissa and Joe were responsible for making a phone call to the FBI that allegedly resulted in a prison sentence for Teresa, Joe, and an deportation as well for Joe Giudice. Now, Andy Cohen actually yells in the clip at Teresa, and then because it was Jacqueline who actually confirmed this to Teresa, Andy Cohen says the fact that you are believing Jacqueline is like the joke of the century. And that is almost verbatim. Joke of the century is verbatim what Andy Cohen said to Teresa Giudice as it pertains to the rumors about the FBI. And he was like, and you think Melissa put you in prison? Are you losing your mind, basically? Now, though, fast forward, this is when the reunion aired. We have Caroline Manzo coming out during a Q&A. I did a video on this yesterday, I think. She did a Q&A at the winery, the same place that David and Kim were when we were there last month, actually. And she had Lauren with her, which is her daughter. And the people hosting the event asked her, and she came right out and said that she was present when the phone call was made to the FBI. And she said she got her kids together and got out of there. Okay. And she said she'll never, ever, ever tell who it is. Well, she doesn't have to tell who it is, because she did tell us who it is by saying that she was present for the phone call. Now, this opens up a whole other can of worms. Number one, did Andy Cohen know this? Is this why in his book he said that he spoke with Caroline about possibly returning, taking down Teresa for her last season on season 13? And he said that Caroline felt activated by the way she saw Teresa acting last season, and that's why she was allegedly interested in coming back and taking her on for season 13. However, the price tag, they could not get to a happy place. Andy Cohen said, like, there was no way in hell they could get to the amount that Caroline wanted to come back to the show for number one. So now she goes in the Q&A and she says she was present for the phone call. That means, this wind's blowing, that means that it had to have been somebody on the cast. It was definitely somebody that was close to Caroline, because nobody just goes around making phone calls to the FBI in front of whomever. Like, they must have felt like they could really trust Caroline. And this also means that Caroline's entire prediction that she did, she was so famous for her prediction about how something was going to happen and maybe Joe will have to go away and Teresa will have to put her bootstrap, pick herself up and pull her bootstraps up and show her girls what it takes to be an independent woman and she'll have to divorce him. I mean, Caroline says it all. Pretends like it was a prediction and now comes out all these years later and says, "Oh well, actually, I didn't tell you guys, but I was actually present for the phone call when the phone call was made to the FBI. Yeah, I was there. I was there. So that's kind of why I predicted what happened because I was there when the phone call was made. Are you serious right now? Like, I feel like Caroline played us. P.S. Please look at my Housewife Historian shirt. Is it not so cute? I wore it when I was in New York City. It's like a little cute belly shirt, but like obviously I'm not I need a full shirt. I'm a mom now. So but I love it. Don't you love it? It's so cute. Make sure you guys comment and let me know what you guys think of my shirts. I told you before that I'm starting like a new series, life lessons by Lindsay, getting my website going. It's just Lindsay, Lenzi, and then co for company.com. So I'm working on it. And I did do a short video just kind of talking about some things that have been going on that I wanted to share with you guys. So that is like a serious series, if you will. It's not gossip tea or anything celebrity. It's personal and life lessons and just kind of something I'm testing out, if you will, I guess, dipping my toe in the water. Back to the Real Housewives of New Jersey. We also had Teresa Giudice looking amazing. She had on like a goldish yellow dress. Her hair was short, killing it. Okay, killing it. I felt really terrible for her hairdresser, and I wanted to touch base on this. I made note of this. People were saying, like, I bet her hairdresser feels like a real asshole for that hair because people are like making fun of Teresa's hair for her wedding, yada yada yada. And I want to say something because people don't realize that when you're a hairdresser, it's a hard position to be. Okay, first of all, number one, I love Teresa's hair. Like New Jersey is hair baby, and she did it. It looked amazing. I think she looked. My opinion, I loved it. I think she looked amazing. Now, people blaming her hairdresser or talking poorly is so wrong because here's the thing, when you're in the position of being a hairdresser and people are paying you, they want you to give them what they want. That's what they're paying you for. Even if you think that they look better with blonde hair and dark brown highlights and they want to go jet black, my nose is running because it's cold out, and they want to go jet black, guess what? They're paying you to go jet black. If you have a woman that comes in and she's still wearing her hair like it's 1985 with like the little poof right here, you got to still give her the poof, okay? Because that's what she's paying you for. You can't just say, well, I'm a stylist and I know best, and give her a haircut that she doesn't know how to style and that she hates, because guess what? She's never going to come back to you. So even if you don't like a person's style or something they did on somebody else, it's not necessarily a representation of their work or their talent. It's the fact that they had to give the person they're paying what they want. I also feel bad. Kim D had mentioned on Behind the Velvet Rope that Priscilla and Teresa's hairdresser, like they're her really good friends, they're best friends. And I actually just recently heard Teresa say this in an interview to somebody else. She's been doing a lot of press. I can't remember precisely, but she did say like Priscilla and her hairdresser were her very bestest friends all these years, but she didn't ask them to be in her wedding. We don't necessarily know the reason. Like maybe they couldn't work and be in the wedding, but I'm sure that something could have been worked out if they wanted to be. I think they were included in all of the events, but of course, actually being a bridesmaid and not being a bridesmaid, two very different things. And I kind of believe that rumor a little bit because I did feel like we didn't see Priscilla around as much as we used to. we did just see her at Teresa's birthday party, which was very nice. They had it all over Instagram. I posted a lot of like little clips. It looked like Danielle Cabral was also there. Jennifer Aiden was there. All of the ladies out celebrating Teresa's birthday. But one of the things I also want to talk to you guys about is we're getting a lot of chatter on the internet about the way Andy Cohen is presenting himself at these reunions, especially as it pertains to the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Now, one thing I want to point out to you guys is please go back and remember on Watch What Happens Live when Melissa was a guest and she said that Andy Cohen was going too hard on her with the questions. Does everyone remember that? Okay. Now go back to our reunion that we're about to see, and we've seen Andy blow up. He was yelling at Teresa. He says that he's getting a call from downstairs that there's a security officer that's trying to make his way upstairs, and the security officer ends up being someone that Louis hired. I can't say whether or not that was the right thing to do or not. I don't know. He claims they had threats on their life like the weekend before. It seems a little strange though that the security guard would be downstairs. Like, was this planned by production? Like, is this the like little ploys that production does that makes Teresa and Louis look bad and they're actually just complete bullshit things that the network makes them do? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. If you guys remember on the Real Housewives of Potomac when Giselle brought security because of Candace and Monique and Candace getting physical together, I'm pretty sure that the bodyguard was already upstairs and like was with her and escorted her like to all, you know, he was there the whole time with her. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense that you like bring security, but your security doesn't show up until you've already been around these people for all morning, getting ready, doing interviews, yada yada yada, and now your security guard is here. Strange, right? Also, it looks like we're getting mention of Louis' friend Bo Deal, and again, I'm taking points off of production because I'm giving production detention. That's what I'm doing because I'm tired of hearing about people on the show that we don't get to see or hear anything about. Like, we have no idea who that is unless if you go online and Google him. That's it. We're basically giving him free business and free press because I didn't know who he was. During a live, people were commenting and told me to Google him. That's how I found out anything about him. And so it's just like, are you Bravo, really? Like, now we got to hear about him. We don't know anything about him. Allegedly, he's Louis' friend, yada, yada, yada. We heard about Laura Lee Jensen all season. They didn't even give her a clip or do a Zoom, do nothing to give the audience any sort of visual of this woman. We've just let Margaret run her narrative of Laura Lee Jensen, and that's that. And I almost feel like it's because they're cutting the cord from her. And so that's why they didn't bring Laura Lee Jensen on. That's why they're not even planning a season yet for 2024. And it probably likely would involve Laura Lee Jensen if Margaret was going to stay on the cast. But I just don't think that she is. I think that they're going to do what Sherelle's world. Sherelle always says this: Bravo never fires anyone. They just give you the shittiest contract they can. Someone made a great point with this pause. I think Teresa was asked about her contract, and basically they don't have contracts right now. All of their contracts they don't have contracts, they don't have paychecks. Okay. And I think that Bravo can basically probably offer them a new contract, offering them whatever they want. And if they don't take it, it's their loss, right? It's their loss if they don't take it, and then they can tell viewers and everyone else, oh well, we didn't bring MG back on because she wanted too much money. I mean, Margaret Josephs. I'm sorry, not Melissa Gorga. It very much seemed to me like Andy Cohen, from the clips that we have seen. Maybe we'll get a different vibe after we actually watch and we see the 3-part series, but it really was feeling like Andy Cohen was Team Gorga. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news. Okay. My channel everyone knows this. Everyone has a seat at the table on this channel. Please comment your thoughts. You don't have to apologize for your opinions or if you love Teresa or hate Teresa. As long as you're comments are respectful. We can all have a difference of opinion, and we can all have a different queen. We don't have to stand and love the same housewives, because how boring would that be, right? But that was the feeling that I was getting from Andy Cohen. And I'm going to point something else out to you guys. Andy is usually very enduring with Teresa. He's very sweet with her, gentle almost. Like, you know, she confuses like analogies and stuff like that. Like, if you go back and watch their interactions in previous years, previous reunions, previous encounters, the one-on-one interviews they've done over the years when Joe came home from prison, I mean, he's very I don't even want to say nurture, just very loving almost towards her in a way that he doesn't have with the other housewives. He doesn't have that bond with any of the other housewives, right? But I didn't see that this year at the reunion. Okay, I did not see that. And I think what is happening is what I said is what's gonna mess things up big time. There are a lot of people that love Teresa Giudice, right? Teresa has a lot of fans, right? There is a lot of people that would debate that Teresa is even bigger than the franchise of the Real Housewives of New Jersey. She put them on the map. They didn't know. No one knew who they were until she came along, right? Absolutely. But if people don't like your +1, and there's undeniable situations that people cannot just some people can't just look past a lie or a fib, or, you know, I mean, one here, one there, a flag here, okay, a flag there, okay. But there are basically, for whatever reason it may be, that someone may not feel like Louis Morales allegedly is their favorite person in the whole world. Then it's like they kind of can't like Teresa anymore, because they can't look past his Louis's indiscretions or his whatever they don't like about him. It makes it difficult because Teresa, even though they're married, cast wise, show wise, job wise, professional wise, she should have remained her own entity. I understand that she kept her last name, which was good, but it's almost like she's like, I'm choosing to believe him, and you guys need to choose to believe him, and if you don't, then F you too. And it's like, I don't know if fans are going to be like that. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, maybe we need to slow down with Louis. Like, maybe we need to see less of him on the show. Maybe it needs to be, I don't know, guys. Something, this effing wind. I'm gonna have to go inside. Hold on, guys. Wait, is it gonna die? Is it gonna die down? I just didn't want to go inside because my daughter was sleeping. It's not. Okay, let's go inside, guys. I'm like, wait, it died down. Okay. It makes it difficult because it's if somebody doesn't like Louis, or like he's done something that's a red flag that's more than they can look past, what are they supposed to do? They have to inevitably like him because of the fact that he's married to Teresa and they are a family together now, and because they've implemented him so much on the show, viewers don't have a choice now. It's Louis and Teresa or nothing. It can't be Teresa anymore. And so I think it would be a really great thing if they could get their people together and say, like, let's make some moves. Let's make some changes, right? Like, let's go back to just Teresa and start showing the ladies again, because it's not just Louis, it's production in New Jersey. Like, they had this short moment of time where people were really loving the housewives' husbands. And I think that Bravo was like, let's monetize off this right away, right? But it was short lived. And then all of this shit happened. So I still feel like they're trying to like implement the husbands, because like we see more of the husbands in New Jersey than we do in any of the other franchises. I think they need to go back to the basics. Like Jersey needs to go back to the ladies, to the lady drama, to, if we want to see Teresa and Joe's relationship mend, then you know what? Let's mend with Melissa first, right? Let's start with the ladies first, then go with the family, and then move on from there. But this is just some of the stuff that we're seeing, guys. I don't know. I think Teresa's beautiful and gorgeous, and she's big time right now. And so I think she probably has a lot of decisions she has to make, because let's not forget, Nene was big time too. Nene was Real Housewives of Atlanta poster child as well. And look at how dirty she was done in the end. She never worked again. And she, same exact thing. Remember, she did Glee. Andy Cohen loved her. I mean, she obviously, the lawsuit didn't help, but what I'm trying to say is that when you're on top, you're on top, and when you're not, you're not. So you got to make money moves while you can. And we're finding out now that this whole time there's been a lot of people riding hard against Teresa, and she's managed to land on her feet each time and show people like that there's no taking her down. So I want her to win. I just think that you got to give viewers and you got to give people a chance to see Louis in a different light. And maybe that means seeing less of him for right now. And maybe that's not even Louis's fault. It possibly could be production. They threw him in the middle of this huge family conflict. And so we've seen a side of him having to be on the defense and defend his wife, and Teresa's crying and Joe's yelling and Melissa's, it's a mess. So I think we can't really judge him on how he navigated this situation this season. Everyone's first season's rough. I think we should be looking more at producers and at Teresa. Like, let's give this man a little bit of air. Let's let him, if he's a multi-millionaire, then either he doesn't have to work, or let him go back to what he was doing 75% of the time. You know what I'm saying? Film 25 and do 75% what you were doing before. And I think they were just so in love and they wanted to spend time together. And so Teresa was like, come be my manager, and then we can be together always and forever. But that's just my opinion. So I want to know what you guys think. Are you excited? Are you going to be watching the reunion? And what are you thinking about Teresa and Louis and Andy and the way that he treated them at this, how we've seen? We don't know. These are just clips of how he may or may not have treated her at the reunion. All right, guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Bye.